Hi there, I'm from Bev of Bev's Bells, and today I'm going to be doing a workout that's going to be taxing your grip strength and also provide some grip variations. So in the background here I have just the exercises that we're going to be performing during the workout. So you've got your bottoms up clean, goblet squat with a goblet hold, or just a regular squat but still with a goblet hold. Waiter's press and swings, but with a heavier than working weight to tax your grip strength. So first of all, we're just going to do a quick warm-up, body weight only, then get into a warm-up with some light kettlebells, and then do the workout. So just doing some neck stretches and chin up and down, just getting things moving nicely. And then looking left and right. And then let's just do some chin sweeps, left and right. And then we can move on to the shoulders. So just some big arm sweeps, figure eights. Sometimes you also like to use a TheraBand to help warm up the shoulders, so I'll grab one of those in a sec. If you have one handy, you can grab that as well. And then the other shoulder, just some figure eights back and forwards, and then reversing the pattern. So reverse, nice big sweeps. And then some open and close. Give yourself a nice big hug. Standing nice and tall. Start practicing with the glutes tight, core pulled in, even when we're doing something as simple as this, just to get that muscle memory going for when you're actually picking up some heavy weights. Train the body now. All right, so I'm just going to grab a TheraBand and just do some nice sweeps. So holding it at arm's length away, a little bit of tension in the band, and up and over, brushing the shoulder blades over. Try and keep your shoulders and your back pockets. Focus on pinching your shoulder blades together. So working your mid traps. There we go, one more. And then we'll do some side to side sweeps. So holding one end up, the other down here, leaning over, so using your obliques, and then just stir the pot. Keep, here we go, I'll go behind my head. Keep that shoulder packed down tight in its socket on the overhead arm, and then reverse. Glutes are tight, belly button's pulled in, even when we're doing something like this. And then the other side, so leaning over, everything's nice and tight. Stir the pot. Practice putting your shoulders in your back pockets. Good. Okay, and then we can do some, maybe some trunk twists or trunk circles. So nice big circles. Bend those knees. You might hear some crunches. And then the other way. Kick those hips out. There. Let's do some ankle, and then we'll do some knee and hip as well down on the floor. So just circles nice big circles for your ankles. And if you have a block handy, yoga block or something like that that's not too far off the ground, a couple of inches or so, you can use that to stretch out your calf and your tibialis here, anterior, and also to practice your dorsiflexion, which is when you're bending your knees towards your toes. That kind of mobility we need, especially when we're doing things like squats, deep squats. So grab a block if you have one handy, or a wedge or anything like that. And we'll just work on the ankles just a bit more. Stretch out the calf as well. So, and then we'll do some cat-cow down on the floor on all fours, and some more arm sweeps for the thoracic spine. Switch sides. There we go. All right, put that to the side. Okay, so getting down on all fours, making sure your shoulder, elbow, and wrist are in line. The same with your knee and your hip. 90 degrees, nice comfortable position here, nice flat back. So you don't want to be dropping just yet. You just want to get into a nice straight line, looking down at the floor. And then we're going to do our cat-cow. So you're going to tuck your bum under and start rounding that upper back, mid-back, upper back, and tucking your chin, looking into your belly button. That's when you're breathing in and breathing out. Just make a nice big wave in the opposite direction, dropping the belly and making the eyes sort of reach up towards the ceiling. Just do this kind of a nice slow wave, exaggerating each vertebrae. And if you want to also sit back, take your sit bones and sit back against your heels. That'll give a nice stretch here in your low back, in your QL. Some people find they're quite tight there. You could kick your hip out a bit and put your hands in the opposite direction just to stretch it out even more. And go back to your wave. Then we'll do some arm sweeps. So one hand under your face, the other reaching up the fingertips to the ceiling. Really open up that chest, the spine, and then sweeping through and pressing that shoulder, back of the head against the floor, opening up the back of the shoulders. Let's do that another couple of times, a little faster now. Sweep, sweep, and sweep through. Then switch sides, so face under the hand, reaching up, trying to keep your hips still facing the ground as you're moving your thoracic spine, your mid-spine, up and out. Sweep through. We'll hold it in a second. So here, let's sweep through and hold. Really opening up the back of the shoulders. That feels good. You might hear a pop in your spine. All right, for our hips, let's just do some hip circles while we're down here. So bringing the knee towards the elbow, pressing the glutes so that the heel is up to the ceiling. Just big circles. Try and keep your weight distributed evenly. And then, sorry, I had a cramp. Strange. And then reverse. And switch sides. So bring the knee in towards the elbow, kick it out to the side like a fire hydrant, heel to the ceiling, and drop the knee back down towards the elbow. Keep repeating. One more in that direction. And now reverse, heel to the ceiling, out, fire hydrant to your elbow. Good. Now we'll just stretch out the hamstrings and the hip flexor in the back leg. Just making it more of a dynamic stretch, of course, before a workout. Back and forth. Making sure you feel a nice gentle pull in the hamstring of the lead leg. And switching legs. So when we do workouts in my classes, I like to warm up with a light weight and mimic the movement pattern of each of the exercises that we're going to do with a heavier working weight, so that it prepares the body for the workout. And then if you have any issues with your form, or you're not feeling that strong that day, you know, okay, well, this is a lightweight, maybe I'm just going to stick with something light, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so because we're going to be doing potentially a goblet squat with a goblet hold, you're going to need to be able to get down into a deep squat. And if you can't get this down this far here with your heels down on the ground, then I would recommend that you just do a regular squat but with a goblet hold. We'll go over that in a minute. So that's for those that can get down this low. I would suggest you just do a little stretch down here, maybe some more sweeps for the thoracic spine and the shoulder, opening up the chest. Make sure that your eye gaze follows your fingertips. Good. All right. So I'll just put that away. I do have a video that goes through, sort of how to accommodate for not being able to get down this low on a squat. It's a tutorial, so I won't go through the details of that in this video. All right, so now we're going to go into some warm-up and continue the warm-up, but more focused with the kettlebell. Before that, though, because we're going to be working with grip strength as well as different grips for the kettlebell, if you have an elastic band, you can do a little bit of strengthening of your wrists and fingers. I'll just get a little closer here. So you've got a band, you have to have enough resistance that this is, you feel that this is working. Your fingers are working, your wrists is working, your hand is working. And you go into each finger, just using the thumb as the base. It's a good little warm up for the fingers, the hands. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to do that for this workout, but it's always kind of nifty to do something a little different anyways. So you go through each finger, and then you can also do some finger push-ups. So on the mat, on the floor, and this is for mostly for mobility. You're not going to be putting weight on. It's just for mobility, to make sure that your hands and your fingers can open and close nicely, right? If you have pain in your joints, this might be quite difficult to do. So obviously be gentle, be kind, right? And then lifting up. So here you have a flat hand on the mat, and then you're going to lift up the heel of your hand with the thumb, and then stretch out the underside of your hands. And then flip your hands over with the palms facing you and the fingertips facing each other. And this one, please don't put any weight on this. You're just going to rock gently side to side, and you're going to feel the stretch here on the outside of your wrist and on the outside of your forearm. But be very, very gentle. And then flipping the heels of the hands towards each other and the fingers away. Hands down, do the same thing, rocking gently side to side, but please don't put weight on there. And just a little bit more stretching. So fingertips face towards the ground, palm is flat. Okay. So now we're going to grab a lightweight. So 8 kilo, something, 6, doesn't really matter. And we're going to do some warm up with the lightweight bell. So first of all, we're going to just do some arm bar on the floor so that we can work on the shoulder and get that movement pattern proper and train it so that the humerus goes into the glenoid socket and stays in there properly. So you're going to be down on the floor, and you're going to grab the bell very carefully. So one leg is out to the side, and grabbing the bell, cradle it. So that same knee that is up bent is the arm is overhead. Other arm is to a T, and you're going to internally rotate, so like a corkscrew, up, watching the bell as well, to the side, just as you go just far enough that you're on the side of your body, on the hip, and then you slowly externally rotate the bell back to where you're supine on the ground. And then you just repeat this movement pattern, just warming up the shoulders, because we do have one overhead, which is the waiter's press. So and then we'll do the other side. So I'll stay like this so you can see what it looks like on this side here. Just gonna move over. So cradling the bell, press it up. Other leg is out on an angle. Other arm is at T, out to a T, and the other knee is bent. I'm watching the bell as it's overhead. You're going to have to lift up your head too. Always watching the bell. It's overhead like this, even if it is a lightweight. And remember, core is pulled in, right? Glutes are tight and down. All right, so now we'll do half kneeling waiter's press, just to demonstrate the waiter's press here. There we go, yes. Okay, so half kneeling, because sometimes you may not have enough ceiling space if you're quite tall, and you won't be able to fully extend the arm up overhead for your press with the bell held, like in the waiter's press. So for those people that are too tall for where they're working out, they can always do something like a half kneeling or full kneeling if you wanted to, but this is a bit more stable, making sure your knee and your ankle are in line. Nice wide stance. You don't have to be narrow, right? It can be out to the side. And so the waiter's press is this, with your thumb and finger wrapping sort of around the handle of the bell, and the outside of your sort of forearm is up against the rest of the handle, and you just press it straight up, watching, of course, the bell, right? Everything's nice and tight, core's pulled in, glutes are tight. And this is warming up your shoulders and practicing this grip, which is the waiter's press, or waiter's grip. So we'll go on the other side as well. There. Good. So nice wide stance again. And all right. Making sure, oops, there we go, that it's nice and straight. So you want a straight line as well with your wrist and your elbow, and when it's pressed overhead, wrist, elbow, and shoulder. And watching the bell, breathing out when you're exerting effort, and breathing in when you're lowering. Okay, so that's your waiter's press. Bottoms up clean. Here, I'll just move this out again. The bottoms up clean, we can practice as well with a lighter weight. So this one is quite tricky for the grip strength. So you don't necessarily, I personally don't have a heavy weight, but since we're warming up, the 8 is good. Probably just progress to a 10 for the actual workout, we'll see. So bottoms up, you're gonna have to grab it in the corner of the handle, like this, with your thumb kind of facing down the spine of the handle in the corner, and you bring it back, and then you tuck your elbow, forearm, and arm up against your body, and you balance it on the corner of the handle like this. So I will give you a side profile view of the bottoms up clean. It's great for grip strength. Now you need to have it, everything nice and tight against your body. That gives the stability, and you need to be able to balance it here. So you'll know that it's not in the right position along the handle if you can't balance it. So I'll show you again from the side. You grab it in the corner and with your thumb kind of going down the spine of that handle and bring it back and balance. Bring it back and balance. You don't have to balance it for long, you know, split second or so. Just enough that you demonstrates that you have control over the bell and it's not flopping around. And it kind of sits in the palm of your hand. So we'll do another few on this side, and you might notice a difference between your left and right. I know I do, because the thumb on this side sustained an injury this past summer in 2024, and it's taken, well, it's still not healed completely. The ligaments in there, I tore them. It was probably only a grade 2, so it wasn't really bad, but bad enough that this is challenging for me. Good. So that's your bottoms up clean. And let's see here. We'll do some, okay, so now we're going to go over the goblet squat, goblet hold, and you can have either you can either perform a regular squat, which is just thighs parallel to the floor, or you can do a deep squat, goblet squat, where your bum is lower than your thigh. So here's regular and then down. You don't want to do any ducktails. Don't round the shoulders. Don't tuck your bum under. Okay, everything is nice and flat and straight. And if you can't get this low because you've got pain in your knees, hips, ankles, don't do it. Very simple, just don't do it. Only go as low as you can safely in a squat. And if that is here, then there. You stay there. All right, so with the goblet hold, it's just 2 hands and it's on either side of the ball of the bell with the handle straight down, and you're hugging it close to your chest. And with all squats, knees come out first. Here's your regular squat, and then that's the goblet. So, typically you'll be able to use a little bit more weight when you're doing anything that involves the lower body. Upper body, like the bottoms up clean and the waiter's press, I tend to be lighter weight. All right, and then final exercise, of course, is the swing. So if you wanted to warm up your grip strength, you could do farmer's carry with heavier weights. So you would place yourself in between the bells, so you're kind of hip distance apart with your legs, and then you grab them, weights in the heels, breathing in, core's tight, glutes are tight, breathing in, shoulders away from the ears. Remember, thinking about that shoulder and you're into your back pocket, right? You're going to pick up the bells, and waiter's carry is basically traveling with a bell, a heavy bell, shoulders away from the ears, chest out, glutes are tight, core is pulled in, and you walk. Well, I mean, in this case, I don't have a lot of space here to walk, but when I teach my classes outdoors, we go up and down a hill that's here in our neighborhood, and with 2 bells. So you do this for, I'd say, at least 30 seconds, as long as you possibly can anyways, just to warm up your grip strength. All right, so placing them down carefully using your glutes and legs. Okay, good. And then of course we've got, as the last exercise, we've got swings. So I will do some warm-up swings. As well. And if you wanted to also do something like a good morning to mimic that hip hinge movement pattern that the swing uses and the clean, you could do good mornings as well. And good mornings are basically taking a bell behind, in between your shoulder blades behind you, and doing, so bump back first, right, for hip hinge, and going flat with your back to the floor, breathing into lower weights in the heels, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Carefully roll it off. And now we can do some warm-up swings. So I'll do some facing you and then some as well on a side profile. We'll just do 20 and 20 just to warm up, right? Get the body used to the movement pattern. So making sure that you have the kettlebell and it's the apex of the triangle and your feet are the other two corners of the triangle, right? You have a nice firm grip on the bell. Your shoulders are away from your ears, your belly button's pulled in, your glutes are tight. And then to heave it off the floor. I have a whole tutorial on swings you can take a look at, so I won't go much more into detail, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, hike. $18, $19. Last one, park it safely using your legs and your glutes. Good. And then we'll go do another round of 20. Then we'll get into the workout. So again, give yourself enough distance so that you can hike it, get enough momentum with that big backswing to get the bell up into the air. Ready? 3, 2, 1, hike. That's halfway. $17, $18, $19. Last one. Park it safely. Good. Excellent. All right. So, just gonna fold up my mat, and then we can get started with the workout. And if you felt that you didn't need all this precursor to the workout, you can obviously speed it up and just perform the workout. So reps wise, I'm going to do bottoms up clean, 5 each side. Goblet squat, I'm going to do 10. Waiter's press, 5 each side. And swings 20, but with a heavy weight. So, bottoms up clean, I don't know. I think I will just stick to a 10, because my grip strength is, it's actually, grip strength is fine, it's the wrists. Still have a lot of joint pain from earlier from 2024. So, we're going to grab the kettlebell by the corner of the handle. Remember, thumb down the spine, and we're going to do 5 each side. So, resetting on the other side, grabbing it with the other hand, and 5 on this side. Last one. Good. Goblet. Okay, so with the goblet squat and goblet hold, I'll just use a little heavier weight, a 14. And so getting it into the goblet hold position and nice and close. And we'll do 10. So 10, 9, making sure the knees are tracking over the middle of the foot. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully turn it over, grab it by the handle, place it down carefully. All right, so waiter's press. Yes, we shall try 10. Not too sure. My wrists are not happy these days. We'll give it a shot. So, you're going to pick your bell up off the floor and basically place it in the waiter's position. And we shall see if I can do it on this side. Ooh, very close to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, can't extend all the way. 5, because I think I'm going to hit the ceiling. Oh no, okay. Good, so I can. All right, perfect. Getting it up. Position 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. So you're balancing it, and it's a lot of upper body and core too. All right, so now we're going to do our heavy swings. I'll do a 16. And I'll do it from the side. So remember, when you're doing your swing, very, very important, don't start your hip hinge when the bell is out here. That's just going to load your lower back, and it's going to hurt, especially over time. So you have to use good timing and bring the bell nice and close to you, and then snap the hips back, and then bring the bell through the legs. Tap your bum with the bell lightly, and then snap the hips forward. So there's definitely some timing involved. And the heavier you go, the more you're going to be relying on your core, your glutes, quads, hammies, hips to propel the bell, and the arms are basically the carrier. The bell comes up here to the apex of the arc, and as it comes down closer, then you're going to snap back. All right, so 20 swings. 3, 2, 1, hike. Halfway. 18, 19, last one. Use your legs. Excellent. Good. Okay, so that's round 1. Grab a sip if you need it, and we'll do another round. Maybe a little faster now that we sort of have all the concepts hopefully in place and you understand what we're doing. So bottoms up clean. I'm gonna continue with the 10. Grab it by the corner. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 5 in each side. Tuck that elbow in. 3, 4. Balance it for a split second. 5. Lay sitting on the ground. Reset. And 5 on the other side. 2, 3, 4. Last one. 5. Good. Goblet squat. So, grabbing the bell, flipping it over, and here we go. Making sure your knees track. We don't want any valgus or vargus knees, okay? They gotta be tracking or the middle of the foot. So you might have to adjust your stance. Weights in the heels. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flip it over carefully. Okay, waiter's press. Okay, try that 10 again. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one on this side. Bring it down carefully. Switching hands. 5, 4, 3, 2. Watching the bell. Last one. And swings. Hands on. Big hike. 3, 2, 1. Hike. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Halfway. 18, 19, last one. Place it carefully down. Good. Move it carefully away. Remember to always keep your area nice and clear of debris, bells, whatever, props. All right. Now, we'll do one more round, but again, you can keep going if you'd like, but for the interest of time, I'm just going to do one more round with you. All right, bottoms up clean, grabbing it by the corner, and 5 on each side. 5. Placing it down, reset. Grab it, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, goblet squat. Nice and close to the torso, forearms tucked in. I have a wide enough stance when I'm doing my goblet squat that my elbows come in between my legs like this, making sure your back is flat, right? Breathing in to lower, breathing out to come up. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Glutes are tight. 7, 8. 2 more. 9. Last one. 10. Carefully flipping it over. Good. Waiter's press. Okay. Here we go. So, grabbing the bell. Five on each side. Glutes are tight, core is pulled in. 3, 4, 5. Switching sides carefully. You want it nice and comfortable as it can be. 2, 3, 4, 5. There. And swings. Last round. Ready for our last set of 20. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hike. 10. 17, 18, 19. Last one. Like, sit down carefully. Great. All right. So, all in all, hopefully this has been good variety for you for 4 different grips, perhaps taxing your grip strength. And like I said, you can keep on going with other rounds if you'd like. Again, I'm Bevs from Bev's Bell, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.